Waiting for seniors to flood the market and tank home prices? Here's why that is never going to happen. Hey everyone, it's Alyson, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. The media has been full of talk of seniors cashing out or aging out and downsizing, and then flooding the market with their homes, thus turning the market upside down, dropping prices, and doing exactly what younger buyers would love, which is making it so easy for them to get in on these lower priced homes. The media nickname for this flood of inventory into the market from empty nesters and seniors is the silver tsunami. I am telling you right now, this silver tsunami is flat out a red herring, not going to happen, and there is data to prove it. Over half of homeowners 60 and over have already told Fannie Mae, I don't want to ever sell my home. Don't expect me to put it on the market. Redfin data backs it up with 78% of boomers saying, forget it, I'm going to be staying right where I am. Now, let's hypothesize that maybe possibly our empty nesters and seniors are lying to themselves, lying to us, and they don't stay put, and they do in fact put their homes on the market. Is it even going to help? Zillow research says it will not. A full 16% of US households identify as empty nesters, which means they have at least 2 bedrooms at home which are empty, and they're age 55 plus. So we are talking family size homes, large homes, homes that we could put out on the market and would probably be good enough for a young set of buyers to come in and start a family in. This is the complaint we keep hearing, is that the boomers, the older people, the ones who have all the money, have all the houses, have everything, right, are holding these larger homes hostage. It's all negative, harsh language, but that they have these large homes and they're not selling them and releasing them back into the inventory for younger buyers to come and take them. And so here we are with 16% at least of the US population falling into this category of 55 plus, at least 2 extra bedrooms in the house, large home. So if they did in fact go and sell off their homes and we did flood the market with inventory, what would happen? Well, the Zillow data says wouldn't really amount to a hill of beans because we have a geographical mismatch. The majority of seniors 55 plus, even older, who may turn around and sell off these homes don't live in the places where our young buyers live. Our 20 and 30 somethings want to be in Denver, Seattle, Austin. They have careers they want to grow. They want to be in cities with lots to do, great food. But what we're seeing is that the majority of these homes that we have this data for, they are in cities like Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit. So if all these homes hit the market, it doesn't actually make a dent or make an impact in the places where it matters. Why else isn't a big sell-off happening? Well, reason number 1, they don't want to. The thing is, people want to stay in their homes. When I go on vacation, how about you? I love coming home. Vacation's great. I usually want to turn around and go back out again, but man, is there something so nice about being in your place. And seniors feel the same way. However we're defining seniors, whether it's at empty nest after the kids have left or we're talking about 80-year-olds, people are people. And seniors want to be in their homes as well. The desire is to age in place. People say, you're going to carry me out in a pine box, and they mean it. Does it actually happen? The majority of the time, no. There's an event that occurs, an injury, a broken hip, some dementia. There are other things that happen, but the wish, the expectation, the plan is they're gonna stay at home. That's what people want. Even just being at home so you can be with your pet. You're a longtime companion. So many people are closer to their pet than any other human that is on the face of the earth, and Colorado has a lot of pet lovers here. So that's another component of not wanting to leave home. Colorado's not going to see a big sell-off here because we're such a healthy state. We do have seniors. We have these pockets, especially on the west side of I-25 in Denver, where we have homes that were built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and there are first owners in there. Now the 50s, it might be a second owner, but we have plenty of seniors in these homes and they want to stay. And they're doing just fine. They are healthy. They are sometimes still shoveling that snow, or one of the neighbor kids is coming over and shoveling that snow, and they have their little dog that runs out in the back, and on the nice summer days, they're taking it for a short stroll. They're healthy and they are that way because they've lived in a place where an active lifestyle and good weather and nice dry air has really encouraged that. Now, another reason we are not seeing a huge shift anywhere around the country in empty nesters, seniors downsizing out of the homes they have into something different is the financial factor, period. Look at our market here in Denver. To get a 55 plus community home, a new build where you can go and have people who are around your age and you can make new friends after you've left where you've been, you're looking at a starting price for a single family home that's around $750,000. If you're not coming from the Denver market already, or from somewhere in California, maybe Seattle, New York, DC, you are struggling to trade home prices or come out positive. If you're coming from anywhere in the South, if you're coming from the Midwest, you are going to be bringing money to the table to buy a single family home in a 55 plus community. That is a shock to the system for a lot of people. And yet that 55 plus single family home is still usually a downsize. Yes, we have basements here, but these builders aren't finishing the basements. You're getting 2 bedrooms on the main floor in the smallest floor plan. You're not getting a powder bath. You're not getting an office. And so all of a sudden that house that was a whole lot bigger and you had room from your mate, right? You could tuck away. You didn't have to see them all the time, all day long. You get into this cute new house, but smaller house, and there's not a lot of space to hide. And you're in a new place and you don't know a lot of people. And you're rubbing elbows with somebody that you've had a little extra room from, and it can be a little intimidating for sure. And you've just put money in, not just traded. These are the conversations I'm having regularly with my empty nesters, my grandbaby chasers. They're coming out here because they're young adults, are in their 20s and 30s, and they're married and just had the first grandbaby. And my 55, 65ers want to come and be near the grandbaby. And we're talking about sometimes for them, the sticker shock of being out here. But what happens for the ones who are 75 and they maybe don't want to be in their house with stairs anymore, or they don't want to be in the 3 or 4 bedroom house anymore? The financial piece for them is a little bit different. They've maybe not ever spent the time looking at what it takes to be in a community type setting. And it's not a fun process. If you've done a will or a trust, that's not enjoyable. And talking about these finances for changing your living situation is not really fun either. If you still fall in the camp where you're hopeful that seniors are going to sell off and it's going to have a positive impact on home prices, let me share something I'm already seeing in our market where I just don't think it's really going to play out. So we do have, as I mentioned, that segment where seniors have been in these homes from the 60s and the 70s for quite a while. And we see where some of them are already getting lightly flipped, a little bit of updating so that it's easier for someone to move in and not have to spend a lot of money to make it their taste. So instead of being orange and oak, they're a lot more white. Well, even those are harder for people to choose, young buyers in particular, to choose as their first home if they have the budget to go for something that's even newer. So when we're looking at options, when we're looking at how buyers are spending their money, over and over, time and time, data is showing they're going for something that's remodeled, new, and easy button. So we see this even in Highlands Ranch. Highlands Ranch is 40 years old, a little more. Most of the homes in there are the 25 to 40 year range. There's a few that's a little newer, but most of them are pretty old. And it shows unless someone has come in and put the money in to freshen them up. A lot of young buyers are not choosing Highlands Ranch specifically because it's expensive and the homes feel dated. Instead, they are choosing to go to Sterling Ranch, Castle Rock, Parker, and pick a new build home instead. And we're seeing it's true because the number of kids in elementary school in Highlands Ranch is dwindling. And it's retirees that haven't left, their kids have grown and gone, and they aren't opening up a lot of homes. And that young families can't get in and put in a lot of new elementary kids, and yet they need a new elementary school in Sterling Ranch. They're adding one. They need a new elementary school down toward Castle Pines. They're gonna need one down in the south part of Castle Rock where all the new builds are. We've got enough in Parker. They're spreading out. We just have a good infrastructure. But all of those places where the new builds are, it is just filling up with families and kids, and Highlands Ranch has seen their head count dwindle. And it is because of where people are talking with their dollars. Young career and mid-career professionals in Denver, give so much time to their work just so they can pay to live here, because it is an expensive place to live. Not as expensive as the coasts, but it is an expensive place to live, and then have enough left over to go have a little play, do some fun things with the kids. To think that you're going to put that extra toward updating a house is not as common a choice anymore. It was common before COVID. It was common in the early HGTV days. It was common when it was less costly to bring in trades to update the house, when it didn't cost as much to get the materials for updates. And I think even when there were more people who had the skills to be handy, or more friends who had time to help you out, but people don't have that bandwidth of time or the DIY skill set, so it just costs more. So instead, it's I'm going the easy button route. And even with these older homes, these 60s and 70s homes, they are often ranch style, rambler style, and the garages are smaller, the bedrooms are smaller, the bathroom count is low for family functionality. There are smaller windows. The homes are great. If they're remodeled, they can be beautiful, but it takes a lot of work to really make it functional. And that small garage thing can be a big deal. With big SUVs, big trucks, you've got to do some major work to even get in those garages. And no one wants to spend 6 months a year scraping snow and ice. So my takeaways: young buyers, do not be waiting for some wave that is not going to come. The media is making things up so that the hype sounds good, but the data is not there to back it up. Buy when the time is right for you. I'm not saying buy now, buy now. I'm saying buy when the time is right for you. Time in the market is better than trying to time the market. Empty nesters, retirees, your decisions to move or stay put aren't going to reposition the entire market. It won't be your fault. Isn't it nice to hear that something's not your fault? We love that. But if you're starting to wonder about what is next, aging in place, right sizing, downsizing, following some grandbabies, I can help you navigate those options in a way that makes financial sense for you. If you or your parents are considering a move, let's have a real conversation about what works best for your situation, because we know there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Reach out anytime. It is always my pleasure to connect, and I will see y'all next week.